unhost the other channel while I'm trying to actually stream. There we go, and we're live. So, hello everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're gonna play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Excellent.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jenny Meltzer as Zaylene.
Now I'm really wondering if we should have just blown that thing up.
Paul Fisher as Zinhorn Windhorn.
Good evening.
Starla Hutchton as Carolina.
Friends or not friends?
Chute Schubert as Sequential.
Hello, hello.
And Mark Kilfoyle as Nedry. Oh, I think you might be muted. We don't hear
I
you.
have only one question. How do you hit mute?
Oh, there you go. I think you figured it out. Now you need to unmute, and that worked out. It's great. We're good. So, last time, our heroes, the Pocket Protectors, finally located the treasure cache, described to them by their mysterious prisoner creature who goes by Tanglefoot. He requested that you bring him a book from this treasure cache buried beneath a train track at what has now become the main train station for this large city. And finding your way to it from underneath, you made some kobold friends with gold. That's how you made friends with them, was with gold. And healing.
And marketing.
Yeah, and marketing. There you go. And so you enlisted their services in the sense of them being willing to take the rap for digging a hole underneath the track if necessary. But as you found this treasure cache, you dug into it from underneath, created a hole in it, and a bunch of blue powder drifted down out of it. Tasted real bad. Some of you breathed it in a little bit. And then you pulled out the book that you believe must be the one you were sent in search of. And it looks oddly like perhaps a children's pop-up book. But also in that cache was a strange little blob that looked like modeling clay with various bits of metal and machinery components stuck into it, and 6 little silver spheres about the size of a softball. As you watched, the blob of modeling clay leapt onto the end of Zinhorn's magic spear and began absorbing it, or rather, because it's so small, began expanding itself to envelop the spear, making a shape like a small dog with the spear as its spine and the head of the spear sticking out the front where the head would be. And in the meantime, giving off electric discharges that seemed to cause the silver spheres to unfold themselves into tiny metal spiders. And so we're going to go ahead and start off by rolling initiative. How about that?
Excellent. Yes.
All right, I'll go ahead and bring us
All right,
back
click
to the map.
Aw.
And so, let's see. All right, and so, let's see.
Oof.
Oops. There we go. Let's see. So we still need it from Zinhorn and from Zaylene? I'm getting...
Mine should be on there. I rolled a 9.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Well, so it didn't populate into the tracker. You have to have your token selected. Okay, there we go. All right,
Where's that?
got some low initiative rolls this round. Like
Yeah.
the enemies rolled low, but then a lot of you did also. Okay, so Nedry, you are actually up first, and as mentioned, what has just happened is that these 6 little spheres have unfolded themselves into softball-sized metal spiders, and also Zinhorn's spear has been possessed by a blob machine. What would you like to do?
Uh-oh. No, this is very strange. I really don't know. Yeah, I think, okay. How big are the spiders?
About the size of a softball.
Softball, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like 4 or 5 inches in diameter. With their legs sticking out a bit longer, but that's kind of the size of the body.
And, we already took the book out, right?
Yeah, although who's holding it?
I suppose sequential would be.
It was probably in the
They're-
basket.
Yeah, so that's probably
right,
where it
that's
is.
right.
It's still sitting in the basket that
Yeah.
Sequential and Zinhorn were holding beneath the... Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right, so...
Okay. I don't know if they have a mind, but I don't think that they're good, so I'm going to try to cast Mind Sliver on the nearest one, just to see what happens.
On the spider or the little blob thing that's around the spear?
Oh, the one around the spear sounds the worst. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to make an intelligence saving throw, correct?
Yes.
All right. Whew. Okay, well, it got a natural 20 on its roll, so yeah, so I think it's going to succeed on that save.
Okay.
But yeah, you definitely your magic finds that there is a spell, or there is a mind there capable of being targeted in this way.
Oh. Fascinating. I've got to write this down. And he's going to move back a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. The although theoretically it would have a reaction at this point, it looks like the creature is still kind of setting itself up. It's still in the process of kind of becoming whatever it's becoming, and it does not take a reaction right now. Lynn, aka Carolina, I always feel like I have to ask you every week which would you would prefer I say.
If I look like Carolina, just call me Carolina.
All right.
It's fine. Let's see. I would like to get this thing away from the big guy, away from my friends. So I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers,
Okay.
and it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
All right. It's got 15.
Oh, that just meets it.
Ugh.
Hold on. It does take half damage though. So
Okay.
let me take 5 damage.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you see that it does sort of recoil a little bit from feeling that, but does not seem overly interfered with.
All right. And then for Zaleen, kind of tap her on her shoulder and say, "Hey there, ho there, watch your step. Be a peasant or lord, for none can stand against the swing of the mighty paladin sword." And you now have a 1d8 bardic inspiration.
All right. Here, I'll put a
And
little,
I'm actually gonna back up by Nedry here.
All right. Zaleen. Are you inspired?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super inspired. So inspired that I'm going to drink my potion as my action.
Okay.
Because I only have 11 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my action.
Okay.
That thing in front of me, if I move from that, is it going to get an opportunity attack?
Well, Nedry already moved away from it, and it didn't attack him.
Okay.
So
So,
mechanically, in theory, it would, but it didn't take one previously.
that means it could.
I mean, you don't know.
Oh.
All you know is that it didn't attack Nedry when he moved away from it.
Okay. I'm going to move over here just so I have a little distance
Okay.
and drink my potion. And that's my turn.
All right. And I'll say again that it looks a bit like part of why it may not have taken that action is because it is still sort of like growing into its shape. It is continuing to change as you watch it, and so it seems like it's just busy. Okay, so it is now the little spider's turn, and you watch as they ignore all of you completely and just start trundling off in different directions.
Hmm.
And then two of them actually jump up to the ceiling and then start crawling up through the hole in the that you've made. So they start spreading out, but two of them, as mentioned, are now crawling up through the hole in the ceiling up towards where the train platform is.
I really hope they don't lay any eggs.
All right. Oh, you know what? I just I grabbed the one that had the initiative on the tracker, and now it's the one I took off the map. All right, so let's put that back. Okay, so now it is this blob thing's turn, and it has given itself strange little, almost dog-like legs, but it still has the straight, rigid spear as its back and the head of the spear as its head, and it sort of lurches itself in your direction a little clumsily, Zinhorn. So it's making an attack, a slam attack against you. But it's only going to get a 12, which I suspect doesn't hit.
That will not hit.
Yeah. So you can see that it's still a little clumsy because it's shaping itself, but it is continuing to develop as you watch. Meaning you suspect that before long it won't be so clumsy.
Okay.
All right. Sequential, your turn.
Yeah, well, oh, trying to click on the wrong thing. So I guess I'm going to move up towards the thing
Mm-hmm.
because it definitely had mechanical looking bits
Yeah.
sticking out of the clay. And so with the new mask of machine speaking that is now integrated, I'm
Mhm.
going to touch it because I think I have to touch it. Yeah.
Yeah. You do, and I'll let this be a bonus action to
Sweet.
because it's like an instantaneous effect essentially. And what you find out is that this thing is known as an Otteric, but I think you are alarmed to realize as your little implant floods you with information that this thing is capable of being extremely dangerous. What it can do is absorb relics and ciphers into itself and use that to make itself more and more powerful. But it's designed to go dormant in a small state and then use materials that it finds in its environment to rebuild itself. So what you know is that its current not very dangerous state is very temporary, and it has the capability relatively quickly of getting much more dangerous. And so you
Gotcha.
know that, having touched it now.
All right, so
So you,
I will
yeah.
say we need to act quickly. It's going to get very powerful.
Hmm.
And as the action, so the other spiders trundled off. I guess since I'm already touching it, I'll try to push a shocking grasp into it,
Okay. Does it make a?
which is not great. No, it's a melee attack.
Okay.
So as a +6, I only got a 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, it has already developed kind of almost a rind around it that just kind of you didn't get a sensitive spot. All right, Zinhorn.
All right. I am going to move so that I can line up two of these. Oh, they're 20 feet apart now. Or they're 15 feet apart. How do you measure that?
Well, I mean, each square is 5 feet.
Right. So if I move. I move here, I should be able to get this one and that one, right?
You want 20 feet is what you have?
I thought it was 15 feet.
Well, I mean, so if your breath weapon is 15 feet, then there's no way that you're going to be able to get any of the spiders and the thing, because it's, because one square away is 5 feet, and the next square is 10 feet, and then 15 feet.
Yeah, 15 feet is the max from my breath weapon.
Yeah, so you can attack this thing, but you're not going to be able to also hit.
The one, not the one in the lower right.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, no,
It's
what I'm
20
saying
feet.
is all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the spiders are too far away for you to get one and the other thing.
Okay. I'm going to use my breath weapon, which is. Does that count as a bonus action?
I don't think so. I think it's a full action. Yeah.
It's a whole action. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Bonus. So I'm going to use my breath weapon, and then.
Oh, you can replace one of your attacks. So if you have more than one attack, but I don't think you do. So, yeah.
All right. So let's give it a shot. It Dex of 12 is its saving throw.
Okay, it's gonna roll, and it's gonna fail. It's gonna get an 8.
Okay. And I've got 12 damage on that.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I angled it so that it didn't hit Chooch.
Mm-hmm.
And then as my bonus action, I am casting spiritual weapon
Okay.
in the form of a hammer.
Mm-hmm. And so you definitely.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
What?
My spell slots have all been used. I'm going to not cast
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to end the turn by moving over here.
All right. Okay. So Nedry, you are up again.
Okay. Well, they were bad to get away, so I'm going to draw up my dagger, run around to the front of this one,
Mm-hmm.
and stop.
I'm going to cast Booming Blade. So I'm going to
Okay.
attempt to. Let's see here. Do.
Oh,
Is it-
nice. That's a critical hit.
That's a. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah. I think you find that these things are actually not hard to hit anyway. But go ahead and roll your
So
damage.
there's the normal damage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while since I've hit with this thing. Okay, it is now sheathed in booming energy.
Don't
Well,
move.
Go ahead and roll another d4, right?
Oh, right, it was a
Yeah,
crit.
yeah.
Sorry, all the interface is different here too. So
Okay.
let's see. Yeah. Does that do the thing?
I mean,
Right.
so you can use the little
I'm doing
there,
it. I'm
there
doing
you
it.
go.
I
Oh,
just-
you got
just-
it, and then you got max too. So so eight piercing damage, and it is the booming blade stuff.
Yep, that only happens if it moves.
Okay. Well, all right. So it's got the energy around it. Okay. So you found that it's actually relatively easy to hit. Like it's it doesn't try to evade you really, and it's small but not super fast. So you were able to hit it pretty easily, but it does look like it could use take a bit more damage than that. All right. Anything else for your turn, Nedry?
Nope, that's good.
Okay. I think at this point, the kobolds run away. They're like, oh, nope, this is not what we signed up for.
Above our pay grade.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was worried about them.
Yeah. All right. And then, Carolina, you're next.
Okay. So now that those guys are gone, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think it's. Let me just check something real fast. 15 foot. Okay. So if I go. Oh, wrong thingy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that would be the 15-foot cube without hitting sequential.
Yes. So the way that it's been, I've finally come to understand it is that it'll make a three square by 3 square cube, and you have to be on the edge of it, like this.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yes. So it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oops.
All right. It fails with 8.
Ooh. It takes 9 damage and is pushed away 10 feet. Yes.
Okay. You slamming it into Zinhorn. How much damage? 9.
9.
All right.
Well, it should go like straight back, right? So it shouldn't hit.
Well, right.
It would
but-
just be right in front of him.
Okay. Yeah. No. Fair enough. Yeah. So. Yeah. Boom. Like that. Okay.
And then yeah, that's it.
And actually,
think.
like Thunderwave says something about like if it's made of like glass or crystal or something, right? I mean, it's
Shatter
not.
does. I don't think
damage.
Thunderwave does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Never
it
mind.
doesn't.
Then.
No.
All right.
That's Shatter, I think you're thinking of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Zaylene, you're up.
I'm gonna move up here so I don't hit Sinhorn,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to blast that thing with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. 11 does not hit.
I don't know, 1. Are you serious?
2 11s. Unfortunately, it is able to. It is getting a little bit less clumsy as it. You can see as it's moving along the ground, it's actually absorbing just like rock and soil from the floor of the cavern and using that to add to its mass, and it's becoming more agile in the process. And so it is able to evade your Eldritch Blasts.
Urgh.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm gonna move back down like one space just so that I'm not as close to that little spider jerk.
Okay.
I should remind you have a 1d8 inspiration.
Oh yeah, you
Oh
could.
yeah, I could have.
I mean, if you want to use it now to add to one of those attack rolls, you may.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So it was a 4.
Okay. Unfortunately, that would make it a 15, and that is still
Yeah.
not enough to hit.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now it is the spider's turn. The spiders that are not obstructed just continue to they just trundle off into the darkness of the cavern, and I'm going to go ahead and take them off of the map. The 3 that are not, blocked.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's obstructed by you, Nedry, is gonna try to bite you.
Oh.
Yeah. Gets a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so let's see. It's gonna do 8 piercing damage. Oh, that's a slightly weird. Okay, the phrasing of it is weird in the little stat block I've got. So, and I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Button.
Okay, that's a 3, so that's a failure. So you realize that when it bit you, it injected a tiny piece of like razor wire into your body that is is continuing to like cut you.
Ow! That's amazing. Ow!
Yeah. So no additional damage this time, but it's gonna keep hurting you. And then it tries to move away around you, so it will take the booming blade damage.
Okay.
All right.
Both of those.
Okay. Well, it's a 1 and a 2, so 3 additional damage. Does take that. And then it basically is just going to try to go past you. So you can make an opportunity attack if you want. You had your dagger out and everything.
All right.
16 does hit.
Cool. Part of the problem is when I roll, I can't actually see what my results are, so I have to switch to a different screen.
You should still be able to pull up the log.
I don't have enough screen real estate.
Oh, I see. Okay. So that's 4 piercing damage. All right, so it could take a bit more, but you are certainly damaging it. You're scoring along the armor, and I think you've severed one of the legs, but it's just kind of still crawling along on the remaining ones. But other than its attempts to hurt you for blocking it, it doesn't seem to otherwise be interested in sticking around. Okay. I keep taking off the ones that are on the initiative tracker. Okay, so that would next. Is that right? Next makes it this the Otteric's turn. So you have definitely recognized now that it is bigger. So I'm actually going to make its little token bigger to reflect that. And you can see that the damage that had been done to it already seems to be healing by a significant amount. And it is less clumsy now, but seems to still be in process. And so it is going to make, let's see. And so now it's going to make another attack at you, Zinhorn, less clumsy this time.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to do 41 bludgeoning damage as it
And I'm
slams into
dead.
you. Out, unconscious.
Unconscious. Almost dead.
Yeah.
40 what?
41.
41.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, yeah, so it just slams into him, and then it seems to be standing over his body and his unconscious form and kind of inspecting him like it's snuffling around him almost like you would imagine a dog snuffling someone who it thinks has treats in his pockets. Okay. Nedry. Or no, excuse me, I'm sorry. Sequential, your turn.
Sequential. I'm gonna go ahead and use my special feature, Mage Initiate, to cause fear.
Okay.
Which
so,
is
So,
go ahead.
part of what you learned about it is that it is immune to the frightened condition.
Oh, okay. Then
Um,
definitely wouldn't do that.
The other thing that I'm going to say that you learn now, because you learned what this thing is ultimately capable of, is that it might be too late right now for you guys to safely stop it from getting as big as it's going to get. Especially with one of you down already. So I'm just advising that,
Sure.
you know what it's capable of, and what it just did, it is capable of more than that soon.
Gotcha. But it does seem to need to like walk. It's not floating or anything.
Correct. Yeah.
So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and try to cast Levitate on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Make it do a Constitution 14 saving throw.
Okay. It does succeed, but I like that idea. Sorry, I guess that doesn't help you very much. It did
Right.
roll a 22.
My 1-2
so-
is going to be in one round to cause fear and then make it levitate so it can't actually get away.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. So you know from reading it that like this is something that it is not it doesn't have the sense of self sufficient to make it able to be frightened or charmed or anything like that for that matter. However, you're
think-
right though that it does need to walk around. It can't fly or hover or anything like that though. So it's just tough.
Yeah.
So it was able to resist that spell
So-
this time.
I'll say it may be too late. It's just going to get bigger, but I will move. Get in its face to, I don't know. Try to make another target so it doesn't go for Zenhorn more.
Okay.
Since it's snuffling in its pockets.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's it.
Okay. That was Sequential's turn. So Zinhorn, make a death saving throw, please.
Okay, let's see what happens. What is this? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to make a death saving throw.
Well.
Oh, there it is. Hold
Yeah.
on.
So yeah. Okay.
All right. That would
Yeah.
not be one.
Okay. Yeah, you have bad luck with death saving throws. For everyone knows who watched the other side quest.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Nedry.
So he's looking at the spider and then
Mhm.
kind of hears people commotion, looks over his shoulder. No, not again. And sure, this is going to either be great or awful. Those are the best choices ever.
Yes.
As he run forward, no, not my friend. You're on ice. And he walks over and he opens up the bag of holding and tries to dunk it over its head.
All right, let me think. I'm going to make you make a melee attack roll with it
All right.
to sort of successfully get the bag opening around it in a way that could lead to this. But I love where your head is at.
Okay. So that's just an unarmed strike, I guess.
Yeah, it would be a strength plus proficiency.
Yep. That seems to be what it looks.
Yeah.
Yep. Low strength, not great.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it is able to evade you this time, but you felt the magic start to engage. You think that will work if you can succeed at that.
Shove it in the bag.
All right. That makes it Carolina's turn.
So I can't remember. Can I cast a spell and also use a cantrip, or does that count as 2 spells?
No, cantrip is okay if one of them is a bonus action and one is the
Yeah.
action. As long as one of them is just a cantrip, that's okay.
Yeah, okay. So I want to do Mind Sliver on this guy. Bad guy.
Yeah, this thing. This is
yeah.
pretty much just like...
Well, that didn't work. It's a Intelligence 15. saving
yeah,
throw.
it did not succeed. It got a 7.
All right, so it takes 8 damage, and it must roll a d4 if it has to make a saving throw before the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And now I'm going to cast Healing Word bonus action on Zinhorn.
Okay.
And I will do that at 3rd level because whoa. Oh, that sucked. Okay, well, 12. That's not bad.
Okay. So here's the thing that happens, and is that Zinhorn, you do come awake, but with only 1 hit point. And you, I think, Carolina, you definitely feel like your spell discharges, but like somehow isn't, like something's interfering with it. And Zinhorn, as you kind of come awake, it feels like you were about to have more, but then you are just sort of just racked with coughing, and some of that like there's sort of blue sparkles come out of your mouth. So you will have only 1 hit point, but you are awake.
Ow. Ow, 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 ow.
That stuff sucks. But you're not dead.
Not dead. Yay.
Yeah. Okay. So, anything else from your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Zeline.
So if I run down here like this, can I use my bonus action to grab the bag from Nedry and use my action to try to put the thing in the bag?
Assuming that Nedry is cooperative,
Yeah.
then yes. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I will do that. So I need to make a
Yeah.
melee attack.
Yeah,
right?
so like unarmed strike roll.
Okay. So would you just do like your strength or?
Well, you just roll it like an unarmed strike. That's fine. It's strength plus proficiency.
Oh, there it is. Done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
No, that looks like damage. That's damage. Because it's, yeah, there you go. 17 is exactly what you needed.
Oh.
Nice.
So yes, as you are, hold open the opening of it, it's moving around, it's snuffling over Zinhorn's prone form, looking like it's perhaps looking for more ciphers to consume and empower itself. But as you expose it to the bag, you find that the bag is, begins to suck it in, and it disappears into the bag of holding.
Now, just out of curiosity and trying to remember, we did clean that stuff out of the other cells, right?
I reset them as well.
Okay. Okay.
The defense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
I thought we did. I just wanted
there's
to
only
make
one
sure.
cell which is occupied currently, which is with Tanglefoot. We
Right.
took the dead body out too, so we could talk to
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So that's my turn.
Okay, very good. So on the spider's turn, the one that's still left approximately in the area is continuing to trundle off into the dark. Bloop, 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 like that. But then, hang on, let me, let's see. So, and on its turn, Nedry, you take another 2 piercing damage from the little silver thread it left in your arm.
Ow!
He rubs his hand.
Yeah.
Little lighter bit me.
Yeah, and you feel like this wire is going to work its way out eventually, but it hasn't yet. Okay. So that is its turn. Sequential, you're up.
So it is 45 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try levitate again, but on it.
Okay. Constitution.
Constitution 14.
Right? Nope. It does not succeed. And so you.
So I'd
raise it up
say
into the air,
levitate it up to 20 feet. So, you know,
and its little legs are just.
probably 6 feet.
Yeah, it's doing that thing where, like, if you hold a dog by its belly above the water, but its legs are out, it'll still kind of do the doggy paddle. Yeah, it's what this little spider is doing, but it's kind of, you've got it hovering in midair.
Sweet. I can hold that for 10 minutes.
Does it ever get to
Doesn't look like it. Move up to 20 feet. I can change its altitude by 20 feet.
Yeah, but in any case, I think that is, it doesn't really have anything that it can do if it can't touch a surface anywhere.
Mhm.
It doesn't really have anything it can do that would allow it to resist this. So I'm going to go ahead and take us out of initiative, but it remains a question.
Nedry does have something urgent to do.
Okay, yeah.
I think maybe we want to mat. on a
This could be
bag.
very bad. I'll be back in a second. I hope.
Then he dives into the bag.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Right. The rest of you can't go in or out of it without the
Right.
magic, without
Yeah.
his help.
Well,
So
yeah. So I guess it just falls to the floor.
Well, Zaleen was holding it actually.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we should try to catch those other little spiders? I mean,
Well, Yeah, those other ones seem pretty long gone, but this one we can.
Well,
we can.
what are they
Well-
gonna do?
I-
You know, like we just unleashed them on the world.
I think they were a call for help.
Yeah.
I think we completely played into this guy's plan, and I'm poisoned, I think.
So just because it might be time sensitive, what are you doing in the bag, Nedry?
Yeah.
Just checking on the status of it, make sure it's actually caught up in the anti-magic field and seems to be held.
It is, and it does seem to be continuing to evolve and develop, regardless. But because it's not purely a magical effect, what it's doing. It's more like a construct thing. But at the same time, it does appear to be trapped in the cage and does not seem to be able to get out. Although, when you get in there and you look at it with your worried expression, and then you glance over to Tanglefoot, and he's just got a big grin on his face. Found it, did you?
If I yell into the bag, can
Smell
Nedry
much,
hear
I'll let
me?
it go. And at that point, I turn over to the furniture.
Watch it. And him too.
And then leave the bag.
Okay. Bloop. You pop back out.
It's holding him, but it's not what I thought it might be. It's not purely magical. It might be more like sequential, maybe? I don't know what would happen to you if you were caught up in the cage, but it's something we can test.
Yeah.
But it seems to be caught for now, but it is still changing, still growing.
Did you give that guy in there the middle finger?
That would be rude. I just told him I'd feed it to him if he was dangerous.
Okay, that works.
Also, I told the furniture to watch them both.
Okay, the spider that's floating in midair,
Mhm.
can we capture it so that maybe we can find out where it was trying to go?
Yeah.
I'm guessing they were all trying to go to the same place.
That's a
I
little
don't
bit
know,
more
they-
complicated because, well, if it's not magical, if it's like the other thing, then it will be fine inside. And it's small enough, it probably could crawl through the bars.
Well, maybe we could capture it here, like throw it in a sack and smash it.
You want to eat it, Sequential?
That did
I wouldn't.
cross my mind.
Well, probably
Because-
if it because it's held aloft like this, you guys could probably just wail on it. Although the thing is, your levitate, like if you hit it and made it bonk against the wall, it would
Right.
be able to like grab onto the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe we could try to talk to it first.
And-
If I
Did you?
touch it,
Fight my mind and see
I
if it,
can.
if it hears me.
Do you guys go over by it?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just kinda
I'm gonna move over there.
Nedry will speak in its mind.
It doesn't seem to have any language. It's not that smart.
I'm going to cast Mind
So-
Sliver on it.
Okay. It'll make a saving throw.
Yes.
Uh,
Intelligence.
Yeah. So it rolled a 15 minus 4. So,
Right.
yeah.
So it takes 5 damage.
Right. It does.
I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a good one. I like that spell.
So what saving throw is that again?
Wisdom
Okay.
14.
It's better at that, but still only gets an 11.
Okay, so if it took damage, it takes. Has it taken any damage?
It just did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
It
2d12
had already
then.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, actually, hang on. This is necrotic damage, isn't it?
hmm
Oh, never mind. It's immune to some things, but not necrotic. So that with the sound of these ominous Gothic cathedral church bells resonating throughout the caverns, you see this thing just start to like rust and spark and kind of curl up on itself, with the spider legs. And so, yeah, you've killed it.
I'll go ahead and grab it and see if I can discern anything from its mechanical bits that are left with the machine learning.
Sure. You learn that these things are not they're not intelligent in and of themselves. They can be given rudimentary programming, but you're not able to know what that is.
Mhm.
You know that they are capable of spinning webs that are essentially like razor wire webs that are so thin that they're actually difficult to see if it's just a strand along a hallway or something, but potentially very dangerous if you were to walk into one of these webs and not see it. And so, yeah, they're it's one thing to say how dangerous are they to a party of adventurers versus how dangerous are they to a normal person.
Or
The
like
ans-
the kobolds that live here.
Yeah.
Should we go after them? We might still be able to catch at least one, maybe?
We'd have to split up to do it.
Well, they're not hard to
If we-
kill.
Guys, I'm still dying.
You're the cleric. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Well, we have these healing potions, so
I
Yeah.
took mine.
Don't you have a healing potion? You told me you did.
Well, I still have one spell slot left, or at 1/3 level. Let me see if I have
Healer,
a
heal
first level.
thyself.
I have
Although-
a first.
Yeah, as you're preparing to do that, you make
oh yeah.
make a religion check. No, make just an intelligence check, Zinhorn.
Okay.
Well, so religion it looks like so is your intelligence modifier is plus 0?
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus
okay.
0 for intelligence.
Okay, well that first roll is what it would have been.
Ah,
Yeah. So with a 9, yeah, you're not sure what's happening yet. You do
All right.
know that whatever it was that's affecting you prevented you from gaining the full benefit of Lynn's spell earlier.
Mm.
yeah. So I'm I can't actually cast. Well, I have a 3rd level spell slot. Can I use it to cast the 2nd level spell, Lesser Restoration?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I am going to try that on myself.
Okay. As you cast Lesser Restoration on yourself, you find that you are like your insides are kind of seized a little bit, and you find yourself suddenly coughing again, and you see all of these little blue spore-looking things emerge from your mouth, and then just start to burn up and sparkle in the magic, and so you are still only at 1 hit point, but you recognize that you have purified yourself of something, and so it is now cured. You still only have 1 hit point, but you're no longer affected by that disease.
Okay, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Caroline is just kind of like holding her chest, going, "Oh no!"
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm not about to fall over and
Yeah.
die.
So yes, this time the spell works as you would expect, and
All
As
right.
long as you don't get too close to the spiders,
Yeah.
they do bite. It hurts a lot.
Is anyone else hurt?
yeah. So on that note, Nedry, over the next 30 seconds or so, you take another 7 damage before this little piece of razor wire works its way out of your arm.
I'm down 13.
I'm at
25,
less
so
than
I'm not.
half.
Yeah, I'm not in dire need.
All that really happens to Nedry is the blue glow that surrounds normally dims to 0 and dims to nothing. And then there's just a
Okay.
small little mark on his finger. That really
All right.
Annoying.
So I'm going to do Channel Divinity. Chooch, you're going to get 5 hit points back, and I'm going to give myself 20.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the longer we
And-
wait, the farther those things get away. They do move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It might be hard to find any of them.
Zaleen, go ahead and take another 5.
Thank you. I'm over 20 again.
If we were to capture one intact, we might be able to discern their intent.
Well, let's get going. Which way did they go?
Well, I suppose Tanglefoot may know exactly where they're going and what they're doing.
They all went
Yeah.
separate ways. Like
Mhm.
each one of them went.
Yeah, I want to kill Tanglefoot again, just to get that out there.
I'm
So-
gonna go over to the hole in the ceiling and look up to see if I can see any of the spiders.
You don't, but you did previously see that 2 of them jumped up to go through the hole up into the train station.
So there's, 3 more?
There were 6 total originally, so yeah.
I'll go ahead and swallow the dead one
Oh.
for future study.
Okay.
Are we going to split up and go after them, or
I don't think it's realistic, but I'm willing to try. I'm not a tracker, at least. I don't.
Not really my strong suit either.
I'm pretty good. But
Maybe we
tracking
could put a warning
things-
out at least.
Well, we should tell the kobolds. So tracking is based on.
It's still wisdom,
Survival.
survival.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a sending stone to call back to Yobert and let him know what happened.
Okay.
Hopefully he's holding it. Like I don't know if he's not holding it. Does it work?
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
vibrating on his desk.
Like, you know, he knows you guys were out on this mission, so I think he would have it nearby.
Yeah, so I would report to him in 25-word increments that we found the box. The box is trapped. I think I'm still poisoned or infected or something. There's a construct trapped in the bag for now, and there are little spiders with razor wire webs that may or may not have gotten away.
Okay, so I think he absorbs that and just says, clearly less than ideal. Are you all right? Does anyone need immediate care?
Well, it was kind of rough, a little banged up, but we're all alive.
Tell
That's
him that we have to collapse this cave too. Because that comes back to bite us. It could bite him too.
Well, I mean, monsters attacked, so they called in the pocket protectors, right?
There you go.
Yep. Monsters attacked. Thankfully, we were nearby to help.
They exploded out of the bottom of that box.
right. Well, here's the challenge, right? It sounds like some of these things escaped. That is absolutely something that I believe morally we have some responsibility for. And so it would be my desire to see that we try to do what we can to stop that threat.
Could we
I-
put out some kind of a warning, all points bulletin, some kind of thing? Do they have that?
Here's my yes. I think that if you believe that you can track them all down and stop them in a reasonably short amount of time, then I think that would be the goal. If it seems as though some will escape entirely and be difficult to track down in the next couple of hours or so, then I think it is probably incumbent upon us to let people in the area know if there's a dangerous creature that has escaped. If that is the case, though, we will need an answer to the question of how we came upon them and what we know about them.
I think we can handle that. Okay. So, Zaylene, do you want to come with me and we'll head down one of these tunnels?
Yes. Yes.
I'm pretty good
Yeah,
at
split up.
survival, so I get it.
So am I.
Okay.
Okay, so I should probably go with the
other
guys,
group. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
and we'll go up topside and see where they came out of the hole.
Well, so here's the question. It will take you, more than a few minutes to go back out the way you came up through the sewer entrance and then back around inside the train station from that side. That would take you a fair amount of time. If
Yeah.
you follow them through that hole, you would need to widen it a little bit, and that would allow you to pursue them more quickly, but it would be obvious to anyone in that platform that there are people coming out from under the track.
I could probably go after them. They're not
What
really that
about-
dangerous at a distance.
Isn't there like a trap door that, for when they sell the produce that you could just go up that way?
I can just
Instead of
that
going
hole.
back the way they came?
Yeah, so if you ask the kobolds about it, there is a way into the maintenance tunnels that would presumably be faster than going the way
I can
you
just
came.
go through that hole.
Yeah, but you'd be alone.
It's okay. I know what to expect. They're not that bad. I'll just stay farther away.
It's true, they don't seem that bad.
I know what to
Okay.
expect now.
I just almost died, so I'm a little sensitive, and I am completely out of spells. And
That's okay. Here, take
Great.
this. And I hand him my healing potion.
No,
Zaleen, come on,
if
let's
you're going
go.
through the hole, keep it.
I've got spell.
All right.
While they're arguing about that, we disappear
Right,
down
yeah.
the.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think we should pursue a different chamber.
yeah. So
All right.
let's follow Zaleen and Carolina for a bit, but and then we'll come back to. Well, no, okay. First, let's just resolve what are they doing? Are
right.
you guys going to climb up through the hole, or are you going to go around and try to use the kobolds' access to the maintenance tunnels?
I think Chooch and I will
Sequential.
sequential,
Yep.
and I will do what he said, which is to take a different
Pursue a different tunnel.
pursue a
Oh,
different
okay.
tunnel.
So
Who
not
wants to
going.
hear?
Okay, but Nedry, you are going up through.
I'm not going to climb.
Okay.
I misty step to the top.
I didn't hear what you just said.
I misty step to the top.
Okay. All right. Well, so we're splitting into 3. This will be great. All right. So first, we're going to follow Carolina and Zaleen, and I'm not going to move you down to another large piece of the map here. But what I would say is you're following in the direction that one of the spiders went. Make survival checks. Like you can each make your own, or you can have one of you make with advantage.
Yeah. I will assist.
Okay, so with
Oh.
advantage.
Nedry will take the bag back before he goes.
Right.
Oh yeah. I just gave it to you.
Okay.
20
those are
and
pretty-
21.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Yeah, you definitely are able to see the little spots where it leaves anywhere that the floor of the tunnel is kind of like loose or dusty. It makes relatively clear tracks that you are able to follow well. Someone else who isn't as skilled in this might not be able to spot them, but to you it's easy to follow. So I think as you are leading towards, like following in that direction, make a wisdom saving throw.
Both of us?
Well, whoever's first. I was assuming that it was Zaleen because
yeah.
she's tracking.
Yes.
19.
Okay. With a 19, you are able to stop yourself just right before you walked right into this strand of thin wire that has been strung across the tunnel.
All right, I'll hold my arm out to stop Carolina. They're like leaving little tracks across the walkway here.
Huh.
I wonder if we could cut them. Like if we could
Well.
cut our way through them.
Let's try. I think I have a dagger. Well, I'll just take out my rapier.
Yeah, I just
Slash.
have daggers.
Yeah.
I'll slash at one with a rapier.
So the strands do have stats. So go ahead and make attack rolls to try to break the strand because it's strong. It's not like regular spider web.
Ooh.
So a 25 does hit it. So go ahead and roll damage. Okay,
11?
so you slash at it with the rapier, because you're not piercing a razor thin, almost invisible strand of wire, but you slash at it and it kind of goes sprung, and you feel like you stretched it out and you've pulled it a little bit and distorted it, but it's not quite destroyed yet.
Does it matter
Oh.
that it's the +1, the magical damage?
It doesn't make a difference in this case.
I
Should
will
I try it again?
Yeah, do it again. I just have daggers.
Try it again.
I mean, you could still do it with a dagger if
Yeah.
you see it where it is.
That
Yeah.
wasn't so good.
Yeah. I
All right.
think.
I'll try.
Yeah, I think that it was a little bit looser this time.
Oh,
You guys are like, the problem is that it's hard to see, but you're trying to be careful to not accidentally overreach and cut up your hand.
yeah.
So you're kind of being a little too tentative. You're like, you're not quite going far enough.
I don't feel like I even know how to use these things. All right, I will try again.
All right. Oh, there you go. And I'll just say with that crit, you go ahead and you cut it, and you see it sort of like, trail down. So now each end, hanging loose against the either wall and not blocking the tunnel anymore.
Okay. We have to be careful because there are probably more.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you are able, after another few minutes of following this trail, you spot it up ahead in the tunnel. It's still it has crawled up on the side, and it looks like it's preparing to put another strand across the tunnel.
I'm casting Mind Sliver because I can do that from 60 feet away.
All right.
That is a intelligence 15.
And then so it got a 10.
And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast it twice.
Okay. Go ahead and make those rolls. Those actually both hit, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll 2 damages.
It's 5 points from me.
Okay. So I was just double checking something. So okay. So the 5 points from the Mind Sliver, and then total of 10 points from the Eldritch Blasts. Here, let me get put one of the little tokens on here, just to. It's not that big. It's small, like that. Yeah. So you have done 15 points of damage to it, and it drops down from where it was and starts crawling away. Like it's not coming after you. But it stops where it was trying to put a strand across the tunnel, and it's now like hurrying away. And so it is dashing at this point, and it dashes 40 feet further away.
Right, how far away were we?
We'll say you guys were 30 feet away when you just did those attacks. And so it is now 70 feet away.
Okay,
and
I'm going to take...
It went around a curve, but it's like, there's not other places that it could go. It's just a single tunnel right now.
Okay, I will take 3 steps, like 15 feet, and cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. All right. And
So
that makes a
wisdom 14.
Saving. Yeah. It got a 4. So yeah.
$17
All right.
points.
That's pretty good. It is not entirely destroyed, but it is, it seems like it's lost a lot of its animating energy. It's moving a little bit more spasmodically now.
Well, I come up right behind, and I'm going to do Mind Sliver again.
Okay.
So 15 is to intelligence.
Okay, so it would have to roll either a 19 or a 20 to succeed.
Well, it might.
But it did.
You never know.
It did roll a 19, and so that means it got a 15.
Okay.
So it did succeed.
It does not take half damage, though, so.
Right.
Because it's just a cantrip.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait, no, that's a saving throw. Wait. Yeah. It had to take a 1d4 before the end of my next turn.
Oh, from the previous one. Yeah, so no, you're right. That means that it would, I'll roll the 1d4, but it doesn't matter. So, yeah, it will take that damage. So go ahead and roll your.
6 points.
All right. Yes, you kill that one.
Yes. High five, Zaleen.
Nice.
And then we scoop it up and bring it back, and we're going to drop it in a pile in the middle of the room.
Nice. Okay, so in the meantime, we also have Zinhorn and Sequential tracking their own down a different tunnel, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's making your survival checks for you two? You can either each make one or one with advantage.
I'm at +2.
Yeah, you go. Well, yeah, why not? I will assist you.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So that's a 12. I think that's still enough in this case because it's not.
Oh. Okay, that was weird. Oh yeah. 12. Got it. Yep.
That it is still in this case making it's not like you're able to identify its tracks and it's not, it's just kind of moving away. But you're coming after it. You are, hurrying, relatively speaking, I would think.
Yeah.
But I will need you to make a wisdom saving throw. You in front, leading the way.
All right. Hold on. 13.
A 13 is not enough, and you find yourself. Ooh. This is some high damage dice. How many hit points do you have, Zinhorn?
30.
Okay, yeah, you take 21 points of slashing damage as you walk.
Holy crap.
You walk like neck and shoulder first into this razor wire strand that has been spread across the tunnel.
All right. I'm going to take that healing potion that Nedry just gave me.
Yeah. All right. So, you don't see the spider yet, but you certainly confirmed you're on its trail. Well,
Can we step around it, or
now that you see it there, you could sort of duck under it, but then you would certainly recognize you're leaving a hazard behind.
Right.
But up to you. Now that you see it there, you certainly could avoid it.
Yeah. I think we leave it and come back for it because, in theory, we're going to be right back.
All right. Okay, so you can kind of duck under it and keep hurrying in that direction?
Yeah, I think I should take the lead now for a minute.
I will assist you.
Okay.
I got 9 hit points back from my potion.
All right. Great. Go ahead and make your survival checks. Sequential.
At advantage.
Ooh, first one's a nat 20.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you definitely pick up its trail and you catch up with it. It is kind of just crawling along. It has crawled up onto the side of the tunnel a little bit, but it's just moving along at this point.
Cool. Then I would take out my my rod focus, cast a firebolt its way.
Okay.
25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And we actually have a bonus D8 with the of damage with the rod.
Mm-hmm.
It's my arcane what is it called? Arcane firearm focus.
Yeah.
So it's 6 plus 4, so 10
Okay.
points of fire damage.
All right. Yeah. It takes that damage, and it It scorched a little bit. There's soot smeared over its shiny silver carapace. Um, and what about you, Zinhorn?
I am going to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. That's fine.
Wisdom 13.
That is a 14. So, yep. Unfortunately, it evades that particular magical effect, and it, like the one that Zaylene and Carolina just faced, begins hurrying away from you. So it is now moving. It's dashing, so it's going 40 feet per round right now. So you could certainly dash
Cool.
after it to catch up and gain some ground. But if you just continue to use your action each turn, it's going to get away.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I can move and still see it,
Well, so
try.
we'll say it
like
was
full movement.
like with them. We'll say that you did your initial attacks at 30 feet away, and so it has now moved 40 feet away. So you're starting your turn 70 feet away.
Cool. So yeah, I'll use my normal movement towards it and shoot another firebolt. So just
right.
a 120-foot range.
Yep. Same here.
All right.
Soft 20.
That definitely hit. Ooh,
Which is
nice.
13 plus the 8 plus 2, 15.
Nice. That's a good firebolt. And what do you do, Tinhorn? Is that another?
I am going to try Toll the Dead again.
All right. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, sorry. It's this one is canny. It's savvy. It rolled a 19.
All right. Well, I guess I'm just here to absorb damage.
All right. So
Hopefully
here's where on its turn it goes further up the wall onto the ceiling, and then it seems to disappear into a little crevice. So you have lost line of sight on it at the moment.
Cool. Yeah. Then I'd run through, dash towards it where we last
Yeah,
saw
I'm
it.
dashing as well.
Yeah. Okay. So with your dash, you are able to get, up to, like up to where you saw it go into the crevice, and you can sort of peer into it, but it's dark. Do either of you have dark vision? You have.
No, I do not.
Okay. I don't think so.
I have a dark vision dagger.
Blind sight. Yes. You
Oh,
have
blind
sight.
sight,
So,
right.
yes, Zinhorn, you can see it with the blind sight. It's dark enough in there that even if you had like a torch, it's just like it curves around too much. But with your blind sight, you can sense the vibrations of its presence in the air.
Okay. So I
And-
know approximately where it is.
Yes, and it essentially has half cover because it's up in a little curvy little crevice.
Um,
Ooh, you should still be able to toll it.
I'm going to try tolling it.
All right. And this time it fails with an 8.
Yay!
Yeah. So go ahead and roll that damage. Certainly has been hurt.
20 points.
Nice. That's a good roll for Toll the Dead. So yes,
It rolled 2d12.
that's right.
Okay.
It's been hurt.
All right.
Yeah. But it's just good rolls on 2d12.
Yeah. Yep.
So yes, you as the two of you watch, you hear the slightly more harmonious and pleasant daytime church bell sounds of Zinhorn's Toll the Dead, and then all of a sudden you hear some scraping, and then tunk, 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 and the little spider drops out of the crevice, and its legs curled up around it. So you have also destroyed that one. So
All right.
that's 3 down.
Okay.
But the others, the other one that went down a tunnel here has had that much more time to,
Yeah.
to evade. In the meantime, Nedry, you have Misty stepped up to the, the surface where the lightning rail track is, right?
Yep.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
There we are.
Okay. You are lucky that with a glancing blow, you only take 13 lightning damage as you
Wow.
very briefly make contact with one of the lightning rail panels.
Oh, okay. We were beyond the lightning rail, I thought, but okay.
You were at the end of the lightning rail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the steel structure that's the bumper was kind of underneath, but it's still right up against the last of the energized panels.
Yeah. I don't think I want to do that. It's different than the breath.
Also, it's nighttime, but so the platform right now, at a glance, is deserted. But you do shortly after that hear someone go, "Hey, who is that?"
Is it a voice I recognize? The
No.
the fellow we timed before? Okay.
No, it's not that guy. That guy was day shift.
How do I see somebody, or is it just a voice from a distance?
I mean, you'd have to look around. There's not anyone in your immediate vicinity.
Okay. Well, no time to waste.
And I reach into my pocket and pull out a very small item.
Okay.
It looks like a tiny little glass window. And I activate the temporal viewer so I can view where the spiders went to when they get up here.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let me just double check. You know what? That just works. That's a perfect use of this. So, you activate the spell and you have a pretty good sense of, the approximate time frame that you're looking for.
Let's see. I have to dial this part in, and there was something about pressing this and holding that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. So you watch and you see these two silvery spiders crawl up out of the little hole and make their way up to like the platform, they like where people would stand, and crawling up, and then they both seem immediately driven to try to just get as high up as possible. So they just find like one of the columns that holds up like the upper level of the platform. In fact, actually, I have that platform map. So let's put briefly. So hang on, this is set up for a different thing, so it doesn't have all of these people on it right now. And I think we had the train was not there. So okay, sorry, I'm just there we go. So what you see as you kind of use this viewer to kind of follow what they're going. You watch them go over to the wall, over to this column like this, and just start climbing up. And as you watch upward, you can see that there's a whole network of catwalks and gantries and rafters and stuff up in the top of this platform area, and they are headed up that way.
All right. I need to start running up the stairs, I guess.
Okay. So as you do that is when it becomes obvious that there is a the night shift security guy is coming down the stairs to meet you and just saying, "Hey, what were you doing on the tracks? Where did you even come from?"
I slipped. They're very dangerous. Don't do that. Spiders running around. Gotta catch them.
Make a persuasion check to kind of just befuddle this guy.
Sure. That's not going to be a 4.
Yeah, so I think that he's like, no, if you try to push past him, he's going to try to grapple you.
Which direction? Well, actually, it doesn't matter which direction. I will just go in the direction and Misty step towards the appropriate stairs.
Okay.
Gotta
okay.
go. Gotta catch them all.
All right, so he's going to certainly chase after you because you have not stopped to submit for questioning, and so I think as Nedry, you are kind of running, making your... So, well, first of all, there are not stairs in this room that go to where you saw the spiders go.
Okay.
Because they just climbed right up the wall, right?
How high can I get relative to the or the catwalks?
Let's see. I think... Gosh. I think that if you Misty stepped from the highest point of the stairs, that you could get up onto one of the catwalks.
All right.
All right. So, but you're gonna Misty step away from the guard, and then you would need to do it again.
I have one more Misty step available to me. Yes.
Okay. So let me put you on that map.
He is calling over his shoulder. Dangerous spiders on the loose.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I think the the guy here is more concerned with someone who's obviously up to complicated activities here.
Oh yeah, but it counts as warning,
Yeah.
which means he can't say I didn't warn him.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so all right, Nedry, you are up here on this this catwalk. You can see that there are some gears at this level that look like they probably actually belong to some kind of a mechanism that's on the level above.
I don't know how temporal viewer works. It lasts for an hour. If I'm carrying it around, do I see that space an hour or not an hour ago?
Well, so what it is it's just like a little a viewfinder, it's just wherever you point it, it's like looking through it at that angle, so you see whatever in your, whatever you see through it, you see it, the version from that far back.
Okay, so he's using that to kind of track where the spiders are and see what they're doing.
Okay, I think, you can't, okay, yeah, I think because there's enough sort of movement around and doing complicated things, I need a perception check for you to...
Okay.
Yeah, a perception check to try to locate them again.
All right. 14. That's better.
Okay. Yeah, I think it takes you a little while. Well,
I kind of like the impression that every once in a while I'm running ahead of where they are, and I have to stand there and wait for them to appear because I'm actually ahead of them. And every once in a while I lose them, and I have to run to catch to where they're going to be and project that instead, sort of thing.
So here's the thing to bear in mind as you're up on these catwalks. You're moving along. There's no railings up here. As you move over the main floor of the platform, you are 80 feet off the ground. You are looking through a thing that doesn't show you real time what's happening.
Yep.
And the security guard has called for backup. And you can hear it shouting below you.
Oh, good. That'll make this much safer.
Okay, so as you are running along through, through this area, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
All right. Is it against magic? I don't think this is magic.
No.
It's not a spell.
It's because it's this razor wire spider web.
Oh, shit.
But yes, so you are, I think, extremely lucky because you're so focused looking through this thing that shows you what was happening 10 minutes ago that you almost, I think you stop short, and just as you're turning it, you feel it sort of go boing, against a thread that's there right now.
Oh, that's very dangerous. I should
Yeah.
mark those in some way. Maybe later.
Yeah. So you can certainly duck around that one, but I think at this point, recognize that maybe knowing where the spiders were 10 minutes ago is maybe less useful than knowing where they are now.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
So-
keep searching around.
Yeah, so I think you saw that they when they got up to this level, they split up, and that was the last you kind of were able to see them through the viewer. Here's a question though, Nedry. What is your plan right now?
Plan?
Yeah.
Probably find them and then try to deal with them.
Okay. All right. So I think you're looking around for the spiders. Are you still trying to see them through the viewfinder, or are you just looking with your eyes now?
It's kind of both. Trying to figure out if I catch a glimpse of them in the viewfinder, that's great. I'll try to follow that for a while. If I lose them, then it's looking around, trying to recapture where they might be.
Okay. Well, go ahead and make a perception check.
9.
Okay. Yeah, I think you've lost them.
All right, methodical search it is.
And just kind of going back and forth through all the corridors.
Okay. Okay. So I think you hear pretty soon here. You hear a much closer voice say, "All right, sir. I'm going to need you to very slowly come towards me, and we're going to have to take you into custody until you answer some questions here." And you've got a couple of armed security people who have come out onto the catwalk with you.
Careful. There are very, very thin spider wires around here, spider webs, rather. You can barely see them. If you walk into one of them, it's going to really, really hurt. I'm trying to find these spiders. I saw them running through here, and they looked really dangerous.
Make a persuasion check, so as to not sound crazy.
Dirty 20?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. They hear that and suddenly kind of look concerned.
I'll point to the first one I ran into and just say, it's one of them right there.
Okay. So in the meantime, what is everybody else doing? Did you make your way, like after each team down in the sewers caught your respective first target spider? What did you do next, especially knowing that Nedry poofed himself up through the hole into the train platform?
Well,
We have to deal with the spirits, the wire still
Mm-hmm.
in the cavern.
Yeah,
so
I think knowing where it is, it's like you could just do it. So you take the time to do
Yeah.
it.
And then my vote is to go back to where we saw the third spider run off to try to chase it down.
Okay. What about Zaylene and Carolina?
so I think we went back to the center space
Mhm.
and
I think
yeah,
if you're there for a moment, you probably hear some muffled shouting coming from up above.
oh. Do you think we should be worried about that?
I mean, probably. He does like to ask a lot of questions.
Maybe we should head up that way.
Maybe
Through
we could.
the maintenance tunnels, like how the kobolds do it.
Yeah, we'd have to ask them where it is though, because I don't know.
Okay.
Like they didn't show us when we went on the tour. He just told us about it, so we'd have to ask the kobolds to show us where it is.
Okay, well, let's go do that. I think we
Okay.
should probably hurry.
Okay.
So I think rather than just reenact the same fights that we've kind of seen a couple times already, we'll say Zinhorn and Sequential taking some careful preparations and tracking do manage to track down that other remaining spider down in the sewer tunnels and dispatch it. but because it had more time to get away, you guys are going to spend some time doing that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. So in the meantime, though, we have Zaline and Carolina. You run back down to where the kobolds hang out, or
Yes.
because you hadn't really even been down there. So like, which way do you go?
Well, I know which way they ran,
Mm-hmm.
so I would go that way.
I would actually yell out and be like, Sticky Zickies is the best, and see what happens.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I love that, but it has to be within 30 feet, and they're not 30.
Oh,
30
I'll just keep doing it until they.
Okay.
No,
You only have
seriously.
three.
Yeah. So, so I think that you guys are slowly making your way through the tunnels in the direction that you saw them go, and you're just constantly yelling out. Give me another couple of things that you say.
I'd be like, no, seriously, go shop at Sticky Zickies. They're so amazing. Sticky Zickies has the best deals on magic items.
And then from further down the tunnel, you hear.
There they are.
And then you find that the kobolds seem to have made a little bit of a barricade, and they've barricaded themselves and Oats the Otyug into a little alcove where they have set themselves up to defend that location if necessary. But you approach.
Yeah.
So I will run in and say, okay, look, you had some monsters that burst from the ceiling, and you told us, or you asked us to come and help, and now some of them have got away. Now, don't worry, there aren't any more down here. We've taken care of them, but there are 2 of the spiders up in the train station, and we need to get up there. Can you show us how to get there from the maintenance tunnels, the fastest route?
Make a persuasion check, and part of what this is doing is that they agreed to sort of take credit for this whole little digging expedition before it got quite so dangerous, and now it feels a little bit more like a problem. But with a 22, how do you so you sense as you're talking that they're feeling a little bit like this is a lot more than they thought they were getting in for. So how do you it will work, but how do you spin it so that like they feel like they're still eager to cooperate?
Let's see. We can make it worth your while. We'll get back and we will send you an extra 10 gold. Sound good?
They look at each other and they're like, sounds good.
Perfect. Show us the way.
All right. So they will lead you along through the various tunnels, and they go past the little storefront that only Nedry had previously seen. But they lead you up through the tunnels, and you emerge from, a sort of like there's a barred security door, but they have a key for it that emerges into the maintenance tunnels where you had taken the tour from before.
Okay. And I know how to get back from here, so.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
And so I think as you make your way, here, let's see. Oh, hang on, I'm doing the wrong tool here. As you are back in the train platform, you emerge. So you come out of the side maintenance access in here, and you immediately hear the shouting, and you look up, and 80 feet above you, you see Nedry and like 3 other like security guards up there yelling at each other about metal spiders.
Oh dear.
Oh.
How do we get up there?
Hmm.
Hello?
Can we take the
excuse me.
stairs?
I'll yell up at them. It's like, whatever he told you, he's kind of telling the truth. We have proof. And I'm gonna hold up the dead body of the one spider that we.
Okay. Well, so in the meantime, you're up here in the catwalk, Nedry, and I think in over the space of a few minutes here, here, let me get some tokens for these guys. Sorry, I don't have any. I don't have a great. Here, that one will work. This is going to be the stand-in tokens for these security guards. There's been a fair amount of back and forth with them. Like, you've persuaded them that there are dangerous spider things up here. But they are, like, wary of going into the catwalks, which is already seen as, like, dangerous, and then fighting something up here, and also just feeling like you're... I don't know how keyed into tone Nedry is, but not very much is why I say this. But I think that someone who's perhaps a little bit more in tune with that would get a real sense that they are exasperated because all they know is this idea that there's metal spiders that are dangerous seems to happen at the same time that you showed up being weird. And so they are not at all persuaded that you're not related to what these things are. And so while they may be convinced they have to deal with dangerous metal spiders, they are not at all persuaded that you're not responsible somehow.
Fair.
So there's basically, you're kind of shouting around. You had kind of lost track of them, but they're helping you look now. So you can go ahead and make another perception check with advantage.
Ooh.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, I think you spot one of them. You spot one of them. Let's say, here's my little steel spider thing. Let's say over here. And it appears to be trying to start stringing webs. Like it's going to drop. It looks like it's about to crawl around the underside of this catwalk and then drop down on its thread to the ground again. But this is about where you are when you hear Zaleen and Carolina shouting from below.
Okay.
So, Zaleen and Carolina, what are you saying?
He's not crazy. We're on a job.
He didn't bring
Exterminators.
them. We're here to get those. They're terrible. Don't let them start spinning webs.
There's one of them who is kind of like hacking at one of these strands that had already been spun with his sword, saying, "It's a little late for that."
Can we see any of the spiders from where we are?
You guys are 80 feet down, so I think I'm go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
But this is a high DC.
24.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
12.
Yeah. So with the 20, yeah. So Carolina, I don't think you spot them. I think you're maybe a little. I don't want to put vertigo on your character, but everyone up on
There's
the
a lot
catwalk,
going on.
They're really high.
And they're
up there.
small.
It seems really, yeah. And so I think, Zaleen, that you spot that there's one, another one much further, like down along this map, and it seems to be making its way like towards the southeast corner of this map.
So how far away from me would you say it is?
Pretty far, because it's not only is it 80 feet up, but it's also probably that much to the south of you also.
Okay, so if I ran...
So
like 60 feet or so, would I be able to hit one of them with Eldritch Blast?
I think that you only see it because it's scuttling along the bottom of a catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
So from this map where you are on the bottom of the platform, if you zoom way out,
Yeah,
where you see it is like right here. You see me pinging towards the
I'm
southeast
looking.
of the map?
yeah. Yep. Okay.
You see it there, but like 40 feet above where that stair platform is. So let's see. If you ran 30 feet,
Right.
I think you would still not be within 120 feet.
All right. So I would have to wait.
Yeah, so you could dash and then
Mhm.
maybe have the opportunity to go, to attack it next round. But
Okay.
I think the other thing that you realize looking up at that one is that one does not look like it is intending to stay in this area and spin webs. It looks like it's maybe looking for a way out.
Right.
Okay, so Nedry, having spotted the one up here in this map, here let's put some of our zany action music on. Yeah, the Rat Battle one is pretty good.
The Benny Hill theme show.
See, rap battle. I'm not sure if I'm ready for a rap battle.
Rat Battle.
These
Although,
fighters have some wicked flow, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
So you see that the one that is on the map here is it's a ways away from you right now already, but it's also looks like it is about to try dropping to the floor from there, like trailing down on its strand. So what are you doing?
It's a little farther away than I can do most things. I don't think I can. Well, I'll try to get closer.
Okay.
I'll yell out to that other guard who's there as well. It's like,
There, see? It's there. It's just about to jump down.
Okay.
and try to. I don't know if I don't have control over my icon, but
Oh, you don't? I mean, you should.
doesn't seem to be able to select it. Oh wait, no, wrong tool. There we go. Nope, still can't. All right.
Okay.
Anyway,
I don't know why you couldn't, but you should now.
Basically, just moving.
You should be able to
further
move it
along.
now. You should be able to move it now.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just moving further along, but I think I'm still out of range. Just check here.
Yeah, like
Oh,
80
no,
feet.
I am. Aha.
All right. I might be able to hit it from here.
And I'm going to try a first level chromatic orb. I'm going to make it
Okay.
cold orb,
Nice.
but I don't know. 11.
11 does hit these things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a
Okay.
really low AC. It's surprising, actually.
Uh,
But yeah.
So 13 cold damage.
Okay. So.
No one sees it, but he draws a little figure, yells out, "Sphera Frigus!" and puts the diamond in the center of the figure, turns it to a certain point.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I think the two guards, they are advancing in that direction, but they don't want to dash because they also don't want to fall.
Also, razor wire.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're kind of trying to move in that direction, but they don't have ranged attacks. They have like their short swords out. All right. So I think. Yeah, I think at this point, it looks like it sort of. Here, let's see what's its strength stat. Yeah. Okay. I think that it does. It makes a jump, and it jumps over to the other catwalk there, and that is its turn. No, and actually no, and it begins to dash. It's going to dash there. So that's its turn.
Oh, good. It's getting closer.
Yeah. Okay. The that makes it so this one down here. Well, so what are you doing, Lynn and Carolina?
I was gonna run forward another 30 feet and
Okay.
Eldritch Blast that one that I could see.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and make your. I'd say go ahead. Yeah. Move.
Yeah, I was gonna move first.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I'll be like right on the train track. I'll get electrocuted.
Yeah. I probably would want to not do that.
Don't go on the rail tracks.
Because remember, it's lower. It's like 5
Oh
feet
yeah,
down.
yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
so I'll be right there,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay. Those do both hit.
Okay.
Okay.
So 10 points.
All right. That one's still got some juice left. What about you, Carolina? What are you doing?
Chasing after Zaleen, and I can't hit anything from here, but I can see where she was aiming. So, I guess I would be able to like spot the spider from where she was blasting, and then try to get closer and track the spider.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's really all I can do right now.
Sure. What you guys see is that one seems to be looking, heading for like. Here, let me actually take it off of this level because as I had established, it was on the underside there. I think. Yeah, so I think what's happening with that one is that it looks to be heading towards I make it's heading towards something, but I'll have both of the two of you make another perception check.
That's better.
Okay.
23.
Yeah. As you know, especially since you weren't attacking that round, Carolina, you spot that there is definitely an opening. Like there's one of these big windows that let in sun during the day. Seems to have a small broken pane that it seems to be heading for, and you guys have one more round worth basically before it's going to be able to get outside.
Crap.
So in the meantime, what are you doing with this one over here, Nedry?
Seems to be coming towards me.
I would say like its intent is difficult to discern. It is currently moving in your direction, though.
Okay. Well, that seemed to work. So I'll do another chromatic orb.
Okay.
Level 1.
All right.
Did it fire? There you go. Oh, hey,
Oh, nice.
that's a crit.
It is a crit.
All right. So that is again cold damage. 10 cold crit, so it's 20.
Well, so what? So you rolled 3d8, and that's the right normal amount. So I'd say
Yeah.
roll another 3d8.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so 21.
Okay.
Yeah. It is badly damaged by that. It is not entirely destroyed, but it is extremely damaged at this point. Like you can see that it's a cup after that blast of cold and frost. You can see that as it moves forward, it leaves a couple of its legs behind that as they stayed stuck to the metal of the catwalk, and it's sort of moving in a much more jerky fashion now.
And he's going to move backwards.
Okay.
Yeah, back up a bit.
All right. On its turn, it is at this point going to go off the side, and it crawls around to the underside of the catwalk there. And I think from where you are, Nedry, you can't see it. You don't have line of sight on it from here. So you don't know like what else it's doing right now. These guys are kind of like this is above their normal like this is not what they're usually hired to do. Like this is stuff that happens sometimes, but they're really annoyed at having to deal with this. So let's see, this guy is he kind of gets down on his hands and knees, and he's kind of looking. He's like, it's still on the underside. In the meantime, this other one is trying to escape. So Carolina and Lynn, you've got basically one more round of attacks before this thing is going to escape.
Well, I remembered I have a short bow.
Mm-hmm.
The one time I used it, I nearly killed Zinhorn. But...
So I don't remember what the short bow's ranges are. You are currently at about an 80-foot. 80
yeah,
foot.
It's the range is 80 and 320. So.
Oh, perfect then. Yeah.
All right.
So I will say if you move forward enough to be up on the stairs a little bit, then you're not rolling with disadvantage.
Okay, and we'll do that. And then fingers crossed. 11.
11 does hit.
Yes. Oh God.
All right. Well, hey. Okay.
4 damage.
All right. Any bonus action or anything?
I don't think so. I don't think I have anything that'll be useful, and I'm not within range really, so yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, and now, Zaleen, you have more?
I'm Eldritch Blasted again.
All right. Those both hit. Okay.
10 points.
Okay, so this thing is taking some damage, but it is not destroyed. And the two of you watch as you've hurt it significantly, but it does disappear through this, this, small hole in the glass of one of these roof windows.
That guy.
Yep. Okay. So, in the meantime, Nedry, what are you doing now that this thing has gone underneath the catwalk that you're currently on?
Well, I'm hoping I can get perspective.
I'm going to move to that point and see if I can see it all.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Do I get advantage because another guy was spotting for me?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you can see it well enough that it's got the equivalent of half cover.
Okay.
Like you can just see part of it sticking out from the current angle.
Was that my action or?
No.
Okay. It's Spira Friga once more.
All right.
The Corb. Let's try this one last time.
Okay, a 10 does hit. Yeah.
Jeez. 12 cold damage.
All right, and yeah, that one is destroyed. I think So go ahead and describe how this one plays out, given that it's clinging to the underside of this catwalk.
I think it's kind of been like hit. It's kind of get the close up camera view of this little scrabbling spider going along and whoosh, gets covered in ice and kind of shakes itself off, pulls itself away, crawls on a little bit further, hops across, gets hit again, whoosh, and then kind of slippery slide over the side. Feels like it's finally got lost, and then whoosh, once more it's frozen to the very upper part of that. And there's a sort of tink, tink, tink as the little webs it was spinning break off and it plummets down to the floor.
All right, nice.
I think I got it.
Okay, so in the meantime, Carolina and Zaylene, you just saw the one disappear through the little window. But what do you do now?
Is there a door, some kind of exit?
I mean, yes, but like what, you know?
Well,
What are you? You're hoping to go outside and see if you can see it from outside. Is the idea?
Yeah.
I think what you know is that it would be very difficult to see it from the ground.
Okay.
Even with dark vision?
I mean, it's not that it's dark, it's that you're trying to see something on the roof of a building from the ground outside the building.
Is there... Can you put that map back on quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Please. Thank
Sure.
you. Is there... Is there another... Like, is the window... You said it was cracked, not open.
Yeah, like there's a hole in the glass that it crawled out through.
Does the window look like it could open?
It looks like it's a maintenance access skylight type of thing. Yeah, so from where you are, the stairs that are down here further south of you, those are stairs that go around through a little corridor back up to the main concourse, where you guys first came in and had cannolis.
Okay.
But it's probably would be like to get to that window, it would be simpler for the people that are already on the catwalk to do that.
Okay.
All right.
I
So
don't think you know.
I
how
would
to
probably
get to the
yell up
catwalks from here.
at. Yeah, I would probably yell up at Nedry's like, Nedry, one of them escaped out a window. We almost had it.
It's practically dead.
I think it went to the roof.
Can I get to the roof from here?
I yell over to the two guards.
I think at this point, they're going to say, no, I think first, before we let you just run off, we need you to answer a few questions for us. So
I
I
like
think you're
questions.
going to need you to first make your way off the catwalk and back to the other area there.
Do we hear this conversation from where we are?
Yes, and they're not being subtle about it. They are pissed.
There's no time to ask questions. We'll answer all of your questions as soon as we get this thing.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I assist in that?
Yeah. How about this? They're mad at you, Nedry. So
Oh, right.
what I will say is, if you make a persuasion check at disadvantage and get above 10, then it will give advantage to Zaylis.
Okay. Let's see. There is a way to do that. There we go. It didn't seem to happen. Okay. No, 7. 3.
Okay, yeah.
Total
So
10 between the two of them.
well, so I think you're 16. Well, but also that disadvantage is a negative. It's a natural 1, right? So I think you're 16. They're going to say. I think what they'll say is, we'll send someone to follow it, but for now we need all of you to come with us.
One of you follow it.
That's what we just said.
Go! Stop messing around.
They do move very quickly.
Yes.
So they do send one guy down in that direction, but the others one
Watch
of
your
them's
step.
up there with you, Nedry, and he is basically like coming up to like to grab you by the back of your robe and kind of like urge you towards.
Oh,
like,
careful! It's really high up here. How do you get down?
He says the way you get down is by being very careful and doing everything that I say.
Okay.
Right, and then the other guy is like pointing down at Zalina and Carolina and saying, "You stay where you are. We'll be right down."
I just look at Carolina. Quick, let's go.
Oh, I got this. Don't worry. I
Uh,
can handle it.
All right. So I think gradually. So do you stay where you are? You don't run away, or
No, I'm gonna stay here.
okay. All right. So I think back on the platform here, we'll go ahead and have eventually with Nedry. Does this not automatically? That's weird. It should be defaulted. Okay, well, and then get my guards here. So they drag Nedry back around, they're Nedry. They are wanting to have you like grappled and like pulling you along. Are you like resisting that, or are you cooperating?
No, he's not resisting. It's more like he's now realized how high up he is,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's quite nervous.
It's
So it's more like, don't
oh,
push.
Yeah. It's like, all right, well, yeah. So just cooperate, and we don't want to fall either. So just take it easy. Don't make this difficult.
It was
So-
pretty difficult to begin with.
All right, so they come down, and they've sent that other guy, off after that other one, and they are down here, talking to you and saying, "All right, I think we need some answers here. What's going on?"
Did you see where
Well-
it fell? I need to capture the specimen.
So I will set a hand on Nedry's shoulder and say, "Just one moment, please." So I will present them with the body of the spider.
Okay.
Say, so we were dealing with a situation below. Are you aware of the kobolds with the produce store?
They nod.
So they had a bit of a situation with, basically some creatures exploded from their ceiling, and they called us for help. And I will hand them a business card.
Okay.
And in the process of trying to deal with these intruders, I suppose, the spiders all kind of scattered. And if you'll notice at the end of this track here, there's a hole, and two of these spiders came up through there. So
Yeah.
we were trying to get them.
They definitely go over and look. And I think that it is coincidentally timed that as they look down, Sequential and Zinhorn had kind of returned to that central area, and it's like, yeah. So make a deception check there, Carolina. With advantage, because I like the business card as a prop. Okay, 19 is pretty good. Yeah, so 19.
19.
Yeah, so they look still annoyed, but you seem to have persuaded them at least that what you're saying is true, which doesn't necessarily mean that they're okay with everything that happened, right? But they definitely don't like that there's a hole under the track. They definitely don't like the idea that the kobolds have caused them problems and that they had to go chase weird, dangerous spider robot things and deal with stuff this is complicated. But you have persuaded them at least that you are a reputable business doing reasonable things that are supposed to be helpful, and so he looks it over and just says, "So, are there any more of these things?"
Just the one on the roof now, I think. I'll have to see if Zinhorn and Sequential caught the last one. There was one more in the tunnels, but I think the one on the roof should be the last one.
So
One, two,
where
three,
did
four,
they
five,
come
six.
from?
Six. Well, like I said, that hole, there was something in there just kind of exploded monsters.
All right. Well, so just so you understand here, I'm going to keep this card. We have to write this up as a report, right? I mean, obviously, we're going to need repair for the track and
Oh, of
all of that.
course.
So,
And if you see anything more, you can be sure to contact us immediately.
well,
I mean, it's not
no.
nearly as bad as what was happening on the docks, but this is pretty bad.
We'll be contacting you for sure. When we turn in our report, I'm sure that the station security chief is going to want to talk to you. So is this contact information is good?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well then,
If there's anything you need to know, I am more than happy to tell you.
I think what we would ask is that in the future, if you find yourself needing to, be on station premises to do whatever it is that you're doing, that you clear that with us first, instead of just running around. Catwalks is dangerous up there.
Well, Nedry tends to be a little,
I had to move quickly. They were moving very quickly.
It was kind of an emergency situation.
we didn't intend for it to spill over onto this property.
All right then. So, like I said, I'm sure they're going to have more questions for you, the security chief. But I guess you can go.
Oh, certainly. Like I said, happy to answer any questions that you have, but we would really like to deal with that last one.
They kind of like, well, I mean, what do you mean?
Well, is there a way to get up to the roof to try and spot it? I hope it went up and not down, because if it went down, who even knows where it went? But is there a way to get to the roof?
Look, we saw that one that we fought up here. If that's what it can do, we can take care of that last one.
Are you
didn't
sure?
really get a chance to see a lot of what it can do. That's why I kept it at a distance.
I'm just saying, this is a station security matter now. We will take care of it.
Well, we didn't want to cause you any inconvenience, so if you would rather we handle it, that's fine, because this is kind of, well, it's not really our fault, but it shouldn't be something you have to deal with. You guys work so hard. This is a major inconvenience, and I'm very sorry.
Are you trying to persuade them right now to change their mind and let you do it after all? Is that what you're trying to do, or?
No, I'm
Okay.
trying to offer help, really. Like if I mean, they seem very annoyed, and so this is like, we'll take care of it.
The way they're
we don't want
acting
to bother
right,
you.
Yeah, right now it's a little bit like saying, like someone's a private eye or a bounty hunter, and they chase their bounty into a police station and are saying, "All right, now, if you'll just get out of my way and let me keep chasing this guy into your station."
Mhm.
Like they're saying, no. This is what we do. You're. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. I don't want to. We don't want to step where we're not wanted. We just want to make sure that it gets taken care of, because something like that, we don't want it running loose.
Well, obviously. But we have a report we can write right now. If one of you goes up on the roof and then falls off and gets themselves killed, that's an entirely different report. we're responsible for that for people in our station. So I think it'd be best if you just return to your home. Let us handle station security.
Okay, well, I tried to explain a few things earlier, but I'll try to detail them now. They move very, very quickly. They're capable of climbing up any surfaces very, very quickly as well. They release some sort of metallic shard that sits in your skin after they bite, and it continues to hurt for quite a while until it works out. Also, they can very rapidly let down these webs, which are almost invisible and really, really nasty if you walk into them. So I would recommend walking kind of with sword first or something like that to sweep your direction. I think that's all I really know about them in the moment, but I'm still forming a few theories about them. I'll try to let you know when I have a full paper written.
I think there was, like, the rest of you watched him listen for about the first 10 seconds. And then after about a little bit of it, like, yeah, that sounds great. I'm sure I'll be thrilled to read that publication once it comes out. So, are you guys going to
I can
go
make
now?
sure you get a copy. What's your name?
And he looks to his buddy and is like, I mean, we have to say, right? I'm security officer, and he gives like name and badge number.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nedry.
All right. So,
well, if you've got it all handled, we will see ourselves out.
Yeah. So they definitely want you to leave and stop causing them problems, because that's certainly still their attitude about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you rendezvous? Like, where do you, Zinhorn and Sequential and the rest of you?
Well, I think we would go back down to the produce stand, right?
Yeah, we still haven't picked up our produce.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking Automata Wire Spider, AWS. I've got a couple of other names, but I need to know more. I'll have to talk with Sequential to figure out what he figured out. Oh, and the other one, Artifact Absorbing Growbot. AUG. Doesn't really roll off the tongue as well, though.
So here's the thing. We do owe another 10 gold to these gentlemen, just to keep everybody's story straight. So I will have to let Yobert know about that. And that doesn't seem like too much to ask, I think, given what it could have been. So
I'll make sure to include that in my report to him.
I can cover that right now if we want to pay them before we leave.
They would absolutely prefer cash before you leave.
All right. Well, then I will pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will also, I don't think we did before, so I will definitely give them a business card.
Okay. Yeah, you guys had definitely given them one.
Oh,
before
Nedry
that
definitely did.
Yeah. Nedry, yeah. Nedry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they overall, I think, there is a little bit of a. So, like, how much trouble are we going to be in, you think? I mean, obviously, we've agreed that we're going to, we know what the story is, but how much are they really?
If you're careful about moving through the tunnels, you shouldn't have to worry too much about the spiders. But if you do see any evidence of them, make sure to contact us immediately.
And as far as
yeah, go ahead.
As far as the authorities go, I mean, if you stick to the story that these monsters exploded from that box, you should be fine. You didn't put the monsters there. You have no idea where they came from. They just exploded from the box.
I mean, that stuff's all true.
That is true. You're not lying at all.
That's what we told the station security upstairs. So if they do come asking questions.
Okay.
You just have to forget that, we were. Oh, that's right. That's the part, is that you called us in to help you once they exploded from the box.
Yeah. You called us here to help you because a nice young gnome wizard helped you with your sign and gave you the card. That's how you heard about us.
I mean, yeah, we know the story. We've
Yeah.
talked about that already. I think we're okay.
Okay.
We're just, like if we're taking the rap for it, is the point. Like,
There shouldn't be any trouble. You shouldn't have to worry
Okay.
about it.
all right, well, so good. It's a pleasure doing business with you. If you're ever looking for more fresh greens, let us know. We're planning to have turnips in another month or so.
Oh. Oh.
Excellent plan. We will
Never.
contact you if we have any further produce needs.
Yeah. They hand over like that same basket that has all sorts of stuff on it, and they hand it over, and it actually looks really good. It's very fresh. It looks like well grown and everything, but like they're handing over the basket, and then once again they just say, "Wash it first."
Yeah, of course.
Certainly.
All right. So, who has the book?
Yeah, good question.
It was in the
Looks-
basket.
It's in the
Yeah,
back.
Sequential had the basket.
I mean, I'm not trying to
Sequential?
trick you guys. It's not like it
No,
disappeared.
no,
I'm
yeah.
just asking where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I would probably have it.
We're also going to have to make plans. I'm not exactly sure whether the artifact absorbing Grobot is going to be entirely stable where it is. At the very least, we're going to have to make sure that we examine it more closely.
Well,
keep it away-
Sorashana might have some ideas about that.
I hope so.
So we should get back
Mhm.
as soon as we can.
Yeah. Sequential, did you eat one of those spiders?
Yeah, one of the.
Okay.
Well, we have the frozen one too.
And I got this
Oh.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Okay, good.
Sequential and Zinhorn could certainly have the two that they tracked down also.
Yep.
I mean, I think you would relatively easily be able to have all of them of the ones that you guys caught, which is 5 of 6.
Yeah, I'm still a little worried about that other one that got away. I'm sure it'll turn up, but
Not our problem
Well-
anymore.
They took it
Oh.
off our hands. There's nothing we could do.
Yep.
well, no, that was the 5th one. There's the 6th one that we didn't go after.
The one on the roof.
No, there were 6.
No, yeah, we got the 3. There were 3 down there and 3 up.
No, there
There
were
were
in the-
3 down there and 2 up above.
so there were 4 down there, and you killed one during the initial combat, and then you went after 3 more, and then there were 2 up there. 1 got away.
Oh, so somebody
Cool.
doubled back and got a third one down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get- that's why it took
where
us
Zinhorn
longer to
is-
come
yeah.
back.
That's why we
Yeah,
were so
yeah.
late getting back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
All right. So, should we head back?
Yeah.
You mind if I take a look at the book on the way?
No.
Yeah, maybe let's get back
Let's-
to a safe place and examine it, identify it, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And give the kobolds their space.
And
They've
check it for
been-
traps.
They've been very patient, I think, with us.
I mean, they kind of look at each other and just say, I mean, you've certainly paid for our time.
It's nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Oh, and I'll still try to drop by once every month or two if you need that sign voice changed.
Pleasure doing business with all of you. Handshakes all around.
Mhm.
Go home.
I think we're heading straight back to the castle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's late at night by this time. It's like, this is, a big city, so there's still people here and there on the streets doing their thing. But it is certainly late. It's, probably 3 a.m., something like that.
So we just go straight back.
All right. So you make your way, back to the Skyport Tower, up to Tier 3, back to Sunia, and they left a light on for you.
It's like Motel 6 in here.
Yeah. Sunia, it says, welcome back. How did everything go?
It was a little more expensive than I anticipated, but I think it all went okay.
It was
It was
pretty
a
dangerous,
trap.
but in a good way.
It was a trap.
Well, so everyone else has turned in for the night, but I can certainly wake them if you have anything you wish to discuss right now.
Actually, yeah, that'd be great.
No, 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 no,
Uh,
no, no.
yeah.
No,
But it's
I don't
all
think it's.
fine.
I think it could
Well,
wait.
it'll wait until
Uh,
morning.
All right, I'll write it down.
are we sure? Are we sure the thing in the bag will wait until morning?
Hmm.
I do not think even if it can't wait until morning, we could do much about it because we just exhausted all of our magical resource materials.
Check in on it from time to time, but the furniture is set to attack if it's, dangerous.
I mean, it kind of absorbs magical metal things.
Well, that's all magical wood, so I'm not sure if that matters.
What if it absorbed the cage it was in?
It didn't seem to be absorbing it, but the cage wasn't doing what I normally would expect.
Well, because
Kind of like when I was
Like
there
it-
and I could still use the circlet sort of thing.
Seems powerful enough to continue growing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
think
last thing we want is for that thing to get the circlet. Oh my gosh.
The way we need to really test it is to put sequential in one of the cages. I think they're a lot more like him than they are like, a normal item or something.
Hmm.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Have you ever been in an anti-magic field, sequential?
I don't think so.
I think you may not have been in one, but I think your understanding of your own existence, sequential, you believe that you could be in one without harm to yourself. Is that there was magic involved in your creation, but now that you are created, you do not require magic to sustain you.
Hmm. Yeah, I
I
would
wonder
share
if that
that.
would affect me.
I don't know.
If we're going to try that, I would recommend putting up a curtain inside.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with not answering that question just yet.
But if you want to, I will help you. Just to find out, that's all.
I hope the
Don't-
robot eats that jerk in the other cage.
Well, I did threaten to let it loose if he was annoying, but I don't know if it was really much of a threat.
Maybe he controls it. I mean, if he put it there,
Yeah.
maybe it answers to him.
Maybe. You can't really speak to anything right now, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's true. He only can if we have the thing there. Hmm.
I mean, I was assuming you left that thing with him.
No.
Okay. All right.
We don't trust that guy.
Good to know. I had just assumed, so I assumed incorrectly.
Oh,
Nope.
I thought we left the communication device. in
I don't
there.
think we did.
I would assume we would have at least left it in the bag, but
I reach
maybe
into the
pulled
bag
it out of
and I
the
pull it out.
cage.
Maybe we can put it on the shelf for now. It's not like he's got anybody to talk to.
Oh,
Robot.
Well, now he doesn't have them either.
is anyone else leaning toward this guy is like pure evil and we shouldn't be trying to deal with him?
Well, I
He
didn't
have-
think we were really trying
He
to
may
deal
be
with
pure
him.
evil, but he certainly still has a lot of information we could use.
Yeah.
He sent
Give
us
him-
to a trapped cache
Well, he might not have necessarily known.
and I almost died.
You do
Same.
that a lot. So
Not on purpose.
No, I never said it was on purpose. I'm just saying we live a dangerous life and a lot of things try to kill us. So I don't hold it against other things necessarily.
That's why
But-
I'm the backup.
The other thing is, given my recent experience and what he was involved with, I have a feeling that he's suffering under a curse. And while that doesn't necessarily mean he's a good person, it doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad person either.
I
Didn't
don't
he say he
know.
had a patron of some kind? He was
I have a patron.
given that gift for like how he can shapeshift and stuff.
I haven't talked a lot about what happened when I had the circlet on, there was a voice. I didn't know whose it was, and it felt right to listen to it. It seemed to be helping me, so I wasn't really in the right frame of mind to understand.
I hear voices. Well, just one. Now.
So that might have been what he was referring to. I mean, this could go all the way up to that strange water god that they were talking about too, or it's related somehow to Dinethir's tears, but we don't know enough just yet, and we have more questions for him. I have more questions for him. I have more questions for everything, so that's not really a differentiating matter. But
Could I also point out that I have a slight problem with outright murder? Like, it's icky. I don't.
Well, I think if we set him free, it wouldn't be outright murder because he would probably attack us and we would have to defend ourselves.
He's been held in the bag for a long time, so I'm fairly confident the bag will hold him longer. But he did say that he would have to see the book in order for us to understand it. We'll study it, for sure, but there's going to be a risk there.
Mm.
I haven't thought about that, though.
I think we're going to have to...
And have it on standby.
Yeah.
Wherever he's released, the mirror will be right there beside him, facing him. Then at least we can trap him again. We do have to check out that mirror, though. There might be other things trapped in there, but it's hard to really know.
Too bad we couldn't trap him in those cards.
Well, technically we could try. But
There'd still be the
about
possibility that he'd get released again.
Well, we know
randomly.
less about the cards than we do about the mirror or the bag.
That's what I mean. I don't think we know
Yeah.
enough about them.
And he has implied that he knows all about pretty much anything, but we don't know how much that's a lie.
Oh no, I mean he tried to say I was like that maybe I was a spirit or something. I don't know. I think he's a liar.
Your existence is still a little bit of a question.
Yeah, but I'm like, how could I be a spirit? I mean, you're touching my flesh right now, and I'm like holding my hands out.
Zinhorn, maybe you understand this. I only know it academically. But there are a lot of powerful beings that can cause things to be reborn. And technically, the spirit is reborn in another body. It might be something like that. We don't really know your connection to the professor before you. Doesn't seem to be much, but maybe it will emerge. Maybe it's suppressed by something too.
Maybe.
There's a lot of questions. I love questions, but I'm getting too many questions and not enough answers. It's really hard to write papers when you don't have the answers.
Carolina starts yawning. I think it's been a long day, and maybe we should sleep on it and come back to it tomorrow.
I think that's an excellent idea.
I've just got a few things to write down first.
So is anyone still affected by the blue dust?
How would you
I
know?
am.
I mean, some of you know that you inhaled some of it.
All right. Well, I will do lesser restoration tomorrow.
Nedry, didn't you inhale some of it too?
No, I just got bit by the spider and touched the third rail. Don't do that.
Sequential?
No.
Did you inhale the dust? Okay, because I didn't either.
Table talk, you did, Nedry. I don't know.
Oh, did I?
In character, maybe you don't remember, but you did.
I don't remember.
Okay.
All right. So
Because we were right under the
it's going to
thing.
be obvious in a minute. So
I knew that there like the three of us were right under it.
well, so
Sequential saved.
all five of you had to make a save, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I succeeded on mine, but
Mhm.
I couldn't
I did
remember.
not.
I haven't seen any effects, so I guess that's why I presumed.
Yeah.
Lynn and Nedry need lesser restoration tomorrow.
Okay.
So everyone turns in for a long rest.
Before before I do, I actually kind of want to like pull Lynn aside
Mhm.
and I want to tell her about my weird dreams that I've been having.
I will certainly listen.
And I don't I don't know what they mean, but they're very scary.
Well, so how much do you know about I'm assuming you know I'm trying to remember exactly what the dream was. And you know it was the mistress talking to you?
Well,
Like,
I
are you
know
aware? What are you aware of?
when I talked to her, I know that was, but I had like sort of like a nightmare where I was being pursued by strange things I could not see. Like I knew that something was coming at me. It was like I think it was like 2 weeks ago
Oh,
that
that
we did
might
that.
be
It might
when
have been
it was might have been a week I was gone.
it was yeah, I think it was it was I had weird visions during my trance, a vague uneasy sense that there were strange creatures hiding that were always trying to get to me, but they couldn't. Like they couldn't get they don't have a path to get to me.
Hmm.
And I don't want them to get me like in the vision, like in the dream sense. Like I'm kind of scared of them. I know they're there. I can't see them.
Well, I will take her hands. Like, we are here to protect you from anything that might try to get at you. This sounds slightly familiar to how Nedry talks about the circlet. How like being connected to something else like that voice. So it might, maybe it's related.
I don't know. I don't think so because I know that she wouldn't hurt me. Not like that. She helped me. And it's different. Like she wants me to help her, but not in a bad way.
Hmm. Well,
I think I need everything I know about her, I know in here and in here. But I don't know. I know that when I met you all, you seemed very scared of her.
well, we. I don't think. I can't speak for everybody, but I don't have the same information that you do. What I know about her is from mostly from the stories of the heroes of legend. Do you know those stories at all?
Just what you said, but no.
Well, I would be happy to explain it in detail to you. So some other time, maybe when it's not so late. But the context for her is I don't know that I would say she was bad per se. But you know, when you're telling a story, you have the hero of the story that you're rooting for, and she is not the hero of that story. So I think the association is that she is more like working against their purposes. So there's that, you know, kind of negative connotation to her. But the truth is that I think most people don't know that much about her. So that can be kind of scary when you don't know things.
People seem to be afraid of what's in the shadows.
Well, not everybody can see in the dark.
Yeah.
But whenever whatever help you need, I know that I am here for you. The others are here for you as well. And if it's scary, I'll hold your hand.
Thanks. You should get some sleep.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
3 weeks.
But
long.
let me know if you need anything.
I will. Thank you.
If you have any more nightmares, you can wake me. It's okay.
Okay.
So everybody turns in, I assume.
Nedry writes till he falls asleep in his book, as usual.
Sure. Zaylene, during your trance, you do have another sort of a brief vision. And what you see is there's a moment where you are, at like a desk, like researching something very serious. But then you sort of look up and see, as though in a mirror, you see what looks like a child that you recognize somehow as yourself, even though you don't specifically remember being a child, but you see a child that you recognize in that dream logic way as being you, sitting at a table playing with like a little doll and some blocks, obvious child's toys. And you hear just as a voice, childish tools can provide childish truths, which are simpler, perhaps, but no less true. And then that's really all you get.
Does the voice sound familiar?
Yeah, it's similar to the voices you've come to associate with the Mistress of the Dark.
Okay.
In the meantime, though, Sequential and Zinhorn, long rest as per usual. Carolina and Nedry, you don't like wake up during the night or anything, but when kind of the morning comes, you find yourself kind of coming awake and not feeling good. Like it's obvious you've been really tossing and turning, and like got a sheen of sweat on your face. And not only did you not regain any hit points from your long rest, but also each of you. So Nedry, your hit point maximum is reduced by 9. And Carolina, your hit point maximum is reduced by 17.
Odd. Okay.
Yeah.
Time for lesser restoration.
Yeah. So I think bright and early, Zinhorn gets up, does his stretches and comes to check on everyone else. Nedry and Carolina do not look good.
All right.
I think I
Well,
wrote too long last night.
I'll cast lesser restoration on them.
Okay. So with the lesser restoration spell, each of them undergoes the same experience of sort of coughing up this sort of these blue spores that kind of disintegrate and burn away.
Try to catch some, burn away too quickly.
So you are cured of the disease. You know that you will still need a long rest to recover the lost hit point maximum, but that it will recover. So like another long rest will restore that to normal.
I feel terrible. I think the only thing that will restore my life to living again is spending the entire day at a library.
Well, but so here's the other good news, though, is that you guys are all going to level up.
I did say that I would go with you to the library.
Yep.
And now I have some things that I would like to look for too.
Perfect.
Well, not to mention you also have a number of other things going on. But here's the question. I think probably this might be a good enough point to, we will have a lingering closing shot as you think about what comes next for the pocket protectors, and the camera will pan along to the bag of holding, and then to this strange book that you found in the cache. And and so I think that we can draw tonight's session to a close. So thank you everybody for listening and or watching. Do any of our players have anything you'd like to plug?
Nope, nothing comes to mind.
Nothing
Well,
new.
Nope, I'm good.
I mean, your album's not that new, Chooch. You can
Well,
go ahead and
yeah.
talk it again.
Yeah.
True, I did release. Yeah, anybody hasn't heard my first solo album on all the internets wherever you can buy or stream music. You can look for The Art of Falling Band.
Hey. You should definitely all check that out. But also, we will return for more adventure next week. More adventure on so many levels.
So
many
Many
levels.
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 Levels.